All right, y'all. Welcome to Konversations. We're back.
Welcome back, Kool gang. So, today's topic is
date them all, sis.
date every last single last one of them.
Everyone you can.
That one don't do right, get another one.
Okay.
I'm just playing. I'm just talking. Don't listen to me. Alright, so since we're talking about date them all, sis. First off, I think we need to talk about what is dating, because a lot of people, especially guys, because we're talking to the women, a lot of guys, when they hear that a woman is dating multiple guys at one time, they automatically think she a hoe or she fast or she for the streets.
Right.
So how would you define dating?
Dating more than one person. You know, getting to know somebody. Like you're single and you're mingling. You're not just focused on that one person, putting all your eggs in one basket.
I agree. And I feel like in this generation, people don't know how to date or know what dating is, because, you know, you got the sneaky link thing going on, Netflix and chill, the hookups and all of that.
Right.
People don't know about, pull up and chill. You know, people don't know about actually taking time to court.
Whether it's, you know,
girl, my schedule be.
I get mine. I'm bored then. Mine don't be lit like that then.
Girl, I feel like
we're not gonna go out like every other week, but
so in between trying to prioritize your duties as, you know, mother, career, and all of that, you have to try to logistically fit in each of these men. And we can't forget good girlfriends. You're going to have to give them a weekend or two, too.
Of course.
Fit them into... Girl.
It can be done.
I'm sure it can, but I'm not about to do it.
I don't want to do it. So, you know, I just don't. I'm like you. I ain't finna do it. And it can be a hassle.
Yeah. But maybe for like younger people or even older people who are empty nesters, you know,
so you think they have the time?
Yeah, someone who don't have as much responsibilities.
Okay.
They may can do it.
Yeah. Maybe.
Try it and let me know. But I do feel like there should be some considerations if you're gonna date multiple guys at one time, right?
Okay.
First off, you gotta be open and honest.
Yeah, you definitely have to.
You know, I'm not saying tell all your business, but at least communicate and be like, you know, I am single and I'm dating. Single and dating, like, then you need to communicate effectively and clearly. Like, don't leave things open for assumptions. Like the guys do some women. Yeah. Some guys do some women. Like,
they'll let you assume anything.
Like y'all go together, and then they'll be like, I don't care, you met my family, and we
met the kids,
and we went
on vacation.
I never said you with my girlfriend.
No.
So make sure you communicating so that no one is assuming that y'all are in a committed relationship.
I do agree with it.
Yeah. Because I feel like that can be dangerous.
Yeah. It can be.
Yeah.
Especially if the woman is not, you know, emotionally intelligent enough to pick up on, you know, like I told you, I've never assumed I went with anybody. I've never, you know.
I have to hear it. We have to sit down and have that conversation. Yeah. Like, we are exclusive. But so for women that do that, be open. Cause, you know, some of these guys will knock your head between the washer and dryer. Knock your head between the washer and dryer. You try to figure out where his problem is. Also, I feel like you will have to be willing to back off, detach, or leave the situation alone once the person expressed to you that they're developing feelings or want to take it further, and if you're not ready for that yet.
Right.
Like, you're ready to
you gotta communicate. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
A conversation does need to be had, letting them know I'm not ready.
Right. So, you know, I was telling you about the thing I seen where a lady was kind of going through that. Like, her and the guy went into the situation, both knowing what it was. She started developing feelings. She wanted to take it further. he did it, but he kind of did that whole thing with not really just. Well, he did tell her he did it, but he still kept dealing with her and leaving things open for assumption. And so, you know, at first they were saying that he was wrong for leading her on.
That he probably should have cut it off.
Right.
But we both know, like, I truly believe, like, you know, self-accountability, we're accountable for ourselves. So,
broke your heart.
After he expressed to her, you know, he doesn't want to be in a committed relationship, then she should have took precautions, you know. Right. She should have handled it herself. Either keep dealing with him or know that she got to pull back.
Right.
So he gave her the choice, basically, to me. Sound like.
Yeah, I feel like once they had that conversation, then
that was her.
Yeah,
her choice, like to stay or go.
Right. Because you can't change someone into love someone into changing their mind about you. So if you see that they're not on the same page as you, and you're not feeling good in a situation, cut it.
Yeah,
cut it. Did you have anything?
No. Basically just the benefits of, you know.
But I do.
Dating.
Yeah. But no, I do admire
the women who can date multiple men. Me too.
Just off the fact that you really got to be prioritizing and, you know, not getting your feelings involved, not getting too deep into it. And, babe, I couldn't keep up with all that.
Me either. I promise I could.
So, I don't know if I really couldn't or if it's just a little girl in me that's saying that I couldn't.
But, like I said, it can be done. I just feel like for me, I don't have to like go out on dates with them often, like pencil them in frequently, you know. I don't have to sleep with them either, you know, so we can link up every blue moon to hang out. I don't know, the connection might start out slow, but later on it might, you know, something might spark. We just don't have to be dating fast, you know what I'm saying?
And
like,
maybe that's a good thing for the connection to start slow, so that
because you can keep your guy friends, you can keep them on your roster or whatever you want to call it. You can keep them on your team, but you don't have to be sleeping with them. And you might do have one that you are sleeping with, but that's just who you. Most of your eggs in that basket.
That's your man.
You think so? See, and again, I don't think so.
So
I'm not gonna
say that, but do you? So alright. So with that, if you have one that you're sleeping with and whatever, right, and most of your eggs are in that basket. So do you feel like, in that moment, then you're kind of using the other ones as a backup plan?
No, it's me dating. Why you think they're backup plan? Because still, let's say that person don't do right. I'm not, or me, don't speak for me, because I'm not necessarily just going to run to them. You know what I'm saying? I don't do that.
So I'm saying, like, if most of your eggs is in this basket, this is the one you are sleeping with, right? But you still got other guys you're dating, right? And let's say, because you have kept them around and he don't seem like
it's gonna
work out. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so then you fall back on the other guys. Or is that the whole ideal of it? To have somebody to fall back on?
No. I don't think that's the whole idea of dating, to have somebody to fall back on. Because remember, on the prize, so they gotta, no. I'm just saying, like, because again, I'm not just gonna go hit them up just because he not. Well, it ain't panning out. But let's say, because they going to be hitting me up. Right. They going to hit me up. So I'm going to respond. But not because of the fact that he ain't not going right with my basket. Or my eggs. I'm making sense. I get it. But I have a friend. She keeps people on her little roster. It don't be nothing. She just keeps those friends forever. And I'm like, he's still in the picture. It don't be nothing just that serious, but I'm like, dang, me. Because I never, ever, like, once I'm done with you, I'm done with you. So I don't even keep you around. Like, you might hit me up, but it's nothing for me.
Nothing.
So I never keep people around.
No.
Ever.
Once we're done, it's probably because you did something to me. And as far as I'm concerned, God never created you.
But do you think
You
that's
don't exist.
let's say you ended on a good note. Would you keep them around? Like, not a good note, but you ended and you're free. Yeah, like, and you're cool enough to keep that friendship or, maintain communication. Would you? Do you want to keep that communication open?
If it was amicable, right? And it just depends. Like if I moved on and got into another relationship, I wouldn't keep that line of communication open out of respect for my current relationship. But if it was amicable, but I don't know. I've never had that happen.
Yeah. Could you? I don't know. I've never really had that happen either. Like every relationship I've been in ended like just terribly. Yeah.
Yeah,
It'll take years before like. But I don't want you. It's nothing like that.
Yeah. I guess. I can't say. I ain't never kumbaya. No kumbaya with nobody. My exes that I have no attachments to. Right. Cause me and my son's father, we cool. Sometimes. But yeah. For everybody else, God never made you. You don't exist.
Okay.
At least in my world. Alright. So, popcorn question. I want to ask the question that we were given earlier.
What we were given?
Women's first impression of men.
And I hope you're watching this.
This is for you.
So, make them watch.
This is for you. So, do you feel like when women first see a man, well, you should ask it because you're more. So let me. Was it worded like? So do you feel like when a woman first see a man, is she looking for a provider? Like her first impression, she want to see a provider or love. All right. So are women looking for love or a provider? So when she first see a guy, what is she looking for initially? Like, is she looking at how well he's dressed? Is she looking to see, like, if it looks like he have motion, or what is it? So what do you think?
When I first see a guy, it is physical appearance. It's based off physical appearance. Like, that physical attraction. That's what I look for. Go from there. And, the moment you start talking is what's gonna, like, keep me there. Yeah, depending on if I can, I'm willing to stay or go. So it depends on what's coming out your mouth.
Right. So I would say, like, for me, same deal. I don't care if it look like you got $1 billion.
Right.
When you open your mouth,
and you sound like
you retarded. Like you rode the short bus to school.
Yeah.
Or if you're just ignorant. Like if you're just ignorant, if you're a womanizer.
Childish, immature.
Childish, Yeah. It's over with for me. I don't care how much money you have. Yeah. So I don't know about women like checking out men, how they're dressed to see if they got motion or.
Because my thing is.
Because I like a man that work with him.
You can be broke. And still put on the flyers thing like you
got on your cousin clothes.
Yeah, and you broke his hair.
Right. Let me see that oil up under your fingernails.
So that really don't mean nothing.
And then too, I feel like a lot of guys when they say provider or whatever, they're talking about financially.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I feel like for a mature woman, and I'm gonna say like some women may do that, but I'm gonna say a lot of times it's probably women who are not mature that might just be
Right.
looking at what you got on.
Yeah, the superficial stuff.
The superficial stuff. But I feel like a seasoned woman, a more mature woman who has lived life, you know,
She knows
while it
it
may
takes
attract
more. Yeah.
her to you,
It takes more.
it takes more, because being a provider is more than just providing financially.
Yeah.
Right. You know, she want to know that you can provide emotionally, or do you have, you know, emotional intelligence?
Mentally.
Provide mentally, you know. Are you healed?
Right.
Or at least healing.
What kind of baggage coming with you? You know,
Right.
hopefully none, but
Right. What's your outtake on life?
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself in the next few
like I
years?
said, do you have a plan?
Do you have a plan? Right? So also, you know, in that conversation it did get a little deep, like, how was it worded? How it went? They were like sex. So how do you prioritize sex?
Yeah.
Like,
Is it at the top of your list? Second, middle, bottom? I don't know.
because the person was saying when a man see a woman,
That's the first thing they
that's
want.
where he's prioritizing sex, and he felt like when women see a man, she's prioritizing whether or not he's a provider.
Right.
So, you know, the person was kind of saying we weren't being realistic on the sex part because
But to me, he wasn't.
you don't feel like,
No.
because although sex is important, we don't feel like it's everything.
No.
Like, and so he was like, so what if the guy have ED, but he's a, what is it? He a provider.
He's a provider.
Would you say he's a provider and he provides mental stability and emotional
You damn right I'm
stability?
gonna stay.
And but he got ED. And
But he check out on boxes. Sell that one.
Right.
I mean, and like we can work with that.
in today's age, there's so many solutions for that. Like you can work with it, but I can't work with a man with double pipe
Who low functioning. Mm-mm.
who's low functioning, because what we gonna accomplish? Like, except a good time.
That's all.
You don't have a plan. Like you gotta bring more than pickle to the table.
Exactly. And like I was saying, that person need to put themselves in that man's shoes that has ED. Okay, they can't get it up. You know,
Because
it could be you.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, looks fade, body don't work the way it used
Right.
to. You know, age catch up to you. That could easily be anybody.
Yeah.
You could end up on blood pressure
And you need to
medication.
know if that woman has your back.
She's more than superficial.
Yeah.
Like, she's not prioritizing sex at the top.
Right.
You know, so you need somebody that's gonna have your back. Like, you know what? Now we're talking about this. You know that person said, and I hope you see these, because check this contradiction out. You was like, a man might test a woman to see if she gonna go through the seasons with him, but in the same breath, by being superficial, putting sex at the top.
You ain't willing to go through the seasons.
No, and then if you choose a spouse on that, you're gonna end up with a spouse who's not gonna go through the seasons, because that could very well be one of your seasons of having ED, sir.
Yep. And again, that woman's not gonna stick beside you.
No, you failed the test because you have ED.
Yeah.
She's out. She's out. So what y'all think? Would you rather have limp pipe, but they're a provider, they check all your boxes, or would you rather have community pipe, double pipe, but he's not a leader, he has no plan, he has no direction? Which one would you rather work with, ladies? Which one would you rather take your chances with?
Man with plan.
Man with the plan. What Jill Scott said, if you can tell me what to do,
Okay.
then you can tell me what to do. But if you can't tell me what to do, now you can give me a pickle, then you can't tell me what to do. You can't tell me what to do. Y'all know I got in trouble last for saying that D word. So we gonna say cold words, okay? Y'all know what I'm talking about.
So you got another popular question?
Mm-mm.
I don't never have none. I don't do fella. I gotta do fella.
You good? Let me see if I can play one out the dome. Let's see. I got one. And it's thanks to our friend, based on the conversation. Do you cut a man off of the first red flag? Like, so when you hear love is worth fighting for, or a love that's worth fighting for, how hard are you fighting, and what aspects will you fight?
So it all depends on how. Cause at the point where I'm at now, I don't want to fight for nothing.
I'm not warring for nobody's love. I want love that's peaceful, that's calm, that's loyal, that regulates my nervous system.
Yes, that doesn't have my stomach like in knots, like for real. It's levels to everything, so it does depend for me. I don't know if I have that fight in me anymore. I don't know. So
I don't.
Because I do believe in love. I still believe in love. No matter how many times I've been hurt, I still believe in love. So
I feel like that is a way some men manipulate women into that wounded warrior stage.
Like
right?
if you don't go through
hell with me, war with me.
You don't love me.
I'd rather fight beside you than to fight for you. Like fighting for you means I'm competing with another woman, or I'm having to forgive your disloyalty or your disrespect. I'm not fighting for that. What? I'm fighting to be disrespected? I'm fighting to be cheated on? No. I'd rather fight with you. So fighting with you means, okay, you lost your job, I'm gonna hold it down till you get another one. That's fighting with you. I'd rather do that. Or you sick and you need help, I got you, babe. Like, gonna nurse you back to health and take care of business until you get well. Like, that's fighting with you. I don't want to have to fight for you.
Our friend did speak on that too. Right. When a man down bad and you there to kind of pick up, where he left off.
But he did go a little deeper.
Yeah.
You like, cause he might cheat, and maybe meet the right person at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Then that's not your person.
No.
God ain't never gonna give you somebody that with somebody. No, they're not your person. So, how hard? Well, what are you willing to fight for? I guess that's the question.
Peace.
That's the only thing. That's the only.
Fight myself for the peace.
Right.
Fight with myself. Fight with myself.
Yeah. Get a woman that's gonna fight beside you. Fight with you. Don't be out here trying to see the lady gonna fight for you. Because then again, that's giving that whole energy of you think you the prize.
It really does. Yeah.
We're saying you ain't important, but
you're not the prize. I'm the prize first.
You don't think your man the prize?
I don't have one.
If you had one, you won't consider him a prize?
After he's shown me that I'm the prize. Right? Emphasis on the. So yeah. They gotta show me first.
Right? Because you know what? Men be having women, I think I said this earlier, unconsciously trying to prove their worth to them. And I say unconsciously because some of them might not do it on purpose. Yeah. And as women, we've been so conditioned, we don't realize we're doing it. And you do that when you jump into something off top in wifey mode, doing wifey duties. You cooking for him, you cleaning, washing his clothes. You doing all
whoa. I don't know who she's describing, but
I feel like as women, a lot of times we do give too much too fast. Yeah. We give too much too fast, so we jump right in there trying to show what we bring to the table and how we are worthy instead of him showing you. Right. Yeah. Which is another reason why I feel like beginning to feel like they're the prize, because a lot of times women not gonna. I don't know, men. Do y'all think women require y'all to prove your worth to them?
Do women require men
To prove their worth?
No.
You don't think so?
Mm-mm. And I'm speaking for the men. What woman you know?
Maybe that's what those dates are for.
Yeah.
How would a man prove his worth?
Being consistent. You know, loyal.
And a lot of times we don't get away with inconsistency.
I'm guilty of it, yeah. But being consistent. And, finishing how you started, not even finishing, just continuing, keeping it going. You never stop, like what we were saying earlier. You got to continue to date the person. You never stop dating. You switch up how you do things, you have a routine. Yeah. So that's how men can prove that they're worthy, to a woman. But no, we don't be standing on business like that. So
I think I said this before.
yeah, it's sad.
We really need to take note from men, because they beat these.
Yes.
They don't be playing with y'all. Look, with us, they don't be playing. They stand on big baby.
You can't do what they do. It's how you do it. It's a wrap.
I sent you that TikTok where that man said, I don't care how many times my girl would give me.
And that was so wrong.
He was dead for real.
He said, I ain't stupid. He said, what he said? You stupid.
Jacob, you stupid. Don't mean I'm stupid.
That was some low down. Shit. That was low down.
But he wasn't playing.
And men do think like that. Yeah. It's okay for you to be stupid, but boy.
He didn't say it's okay for you to be stupid. He said, it ain't his fault you stupid. It ain't his fault you forgave him 10 left 12 times.
They want you to be stupid. What Glorilla said? They want a stupid bitch. They don't want no. I can't even think of the song.
What it say? Ask a man to describe a good woman.
A slave.
Watch him describe a slave.
A stupid slave.
Turn the other cheek, babe. Turn the other cheek, babe. Slap it again. All right. So, Kool-Aid Gang, we want to know, how do you guys feel about women dating multiple guys?
Yeah, let us know. Like, comment, subscribe, and share.
See you next time.